Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we have two former Miami Hurricanes getting ready to match up. It's Greg Olsen going up against Jimmy Graham. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at our matchup here. You've got to believe that this is a game that might be won in the trenches.
Oh, without question. This is big person on big person, big unit against big unit.
Meat on meat.
Oh, you got it all. Pick your cliche, but we know this. The ground's going to shake, things are going to rumble, and they're going to have an impact on today's game.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Seattle. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Russell Wilson leading them out there, 6-year quarterback who finished his college ball, of course, as a Wisconsin Badger.
One of the more cerebral quarterbacks in the NFL. Analyzes situations, watches a ton of tape, adapts his game to whatever is presented in front of him. And despite the fact he's been in the league for 6 years, the future still bright for Russell Wilson.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. CD, want to get your thoughts on the O-line situation for the Seahawks as we take a look at their starting 11. Because George Fant got injured. That group up front, how are they going to be this year?
They expect to be better and improved over 2016. They count on coaching a great deal. They believe they have one of the better offensive line coaches in the game. But talent, that trumps everything. And George Fant was really starting to come along at left tackle. With his injury, are they going to move Reese Odiambo out there? Are they going to take Luke Joku, who they brought in the offseason, and to play at guard? Are they going to move him to left tackle? They have to make some decisions because they have to keep Russell Wilson protected.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. Well, throw on first down with Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
When I saw that the Carolina Panthers were ranked 21st in total defense in 2016, I thought it was a misprint. This is a very talented defense, but they didn't play up to those standards in 2016. Perhaps the loss of Josh Norman at corner hurt them in the secondary. Luke Kuechly, their middle linebacker and their heart and soul of their defense, wasn't able to play a complete season, and they didn't get the same pass rush in 2016 that they had in the previous year when they went to the Super Bowl.
On second down, rolls. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So not much to speak of scoring-wise in this first quarter of play. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. And room there to work it inside the 25. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now Wilson on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Graham. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A Seahawk first down. Wilson to his big target, Graham.
Jimmy Graham had a really tough injury in 2015 that ended his season, but what a bounce back in 2016. How did he not get any votes for comeback player of the year?
I was just going to ask you that. Not that Jordy Nelson wasn't deserving, but 65 catches, 923 yards. That was the highest total by a tight end in Seahawk history.
And I think there's a chance that both of those numbers will increase in 2017.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still first down.
First and 15 here behind the chains. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. On second down, here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Again, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
Now after the made field goal, Walsh back out to kick it away. Fozzie Whitaker now on the return. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Carolina Panthers led out by that man, Cam Newton, brought along slowly after offseason shoulder surgery. And also, he was busy in the offseason, welcomed his 2nd child into the world, so got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, beautiful baby girl, but the big thing for the Panthers, will the shoulder be right for the season? You mentioned them bringing him along slowly. I think he'll be there to start everything. And in the offseason, they drafted some guys to take some pressure off. Christian McCaffrey and Curtis Samuel. A couple of darts out of the backfield so you can get the ball to them easily.
On 1st down, Newton. This one complete to Devin Funchess. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Out of the gun, Newton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Second and 10, Newton again. And this one complete right side to Funchess. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Again, Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. From the red zone now, Newton. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Throwing again. Newton. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes a timeout, and now we're set to get going. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. And that 3-point tally now means we are even here toward the end of the second quarter.
And what a way to end the half. Put some points on the board, feel better about yourselves as a team, and you're right back to even.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied. So we've hit halftime in what was obviously a very fast-moving first half of play. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. Let's look back now at this closely contested first half. Both the Seahawks and the Panthers are not doing much on the ground, and it's easy to see why that would play into this low-scoring game. We'll have to see if either team gets it going on the ground in the second half. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Panthers take over late in the second. Newton finding his reliable tight end, Greg Olsen. And he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 18-yard line. Panthers would later kick a field goal. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. For the second half kickoff, let's get you back up to Seattle and Brandon Guy.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They start the third quarter on the ground with Stewart. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Second down. Here's Newton. Funches with a catch over the middle. A good pickup there. 26 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Now Stewart on first down. Good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
By the way, partner, that was a 30-year-old running back carrying the ball there.
Yeah, turned 30 back in March, did Stewart.
Yeah, I know that people say that you're not supposed to at the age of 30, but Jonathan Stewart, good style, good physicality. He'll continue to run it.
Hoping to keep him healthy. Hasn't played a full 16 games since 2011. Here's Newton now on second down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target, and it's 3rd and 5.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the fourth. To the ground now with Stewart. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. This is Stewart again. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So out on the field now, Graham Gano in a big spot. This for the lead in the final stages. And Gano's kick is right through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. So we still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but his second field goal makes this now a 6-3 score.
And this would be the definition of winning ugly. Now you need to continue to ride your defense and hope that you can make this 4th quarter lead stand up.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. They'll look to throw. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there at 22. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Baldwin. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And with the clock ticking under 50 seconds now, he spikes it. Back to throw. And it's caught. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Still time to go for the win, but they've got to get up and spike it quickly. And he spikes it with just a shade under a half a minute left. 29 seconds on the clock. They come out here in the eye. Offense working with a sec. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
That time, a 6-play drive. And it's Thomas Rawls who finishes it off with a touchdown run. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again here. Cam Newton marches back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another fourth-quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. Back to throw. A dump off here to Stewart. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Now Newton. He's going to let it fly. That's caught at the 25. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.